Thank you for the PhilSet for this opportunity to be with you this morning. Naimbag bigat kada kayo amin. Magandang umaga sa ating mga tugang dyan sa Bicol. Maray na aga sa Indong Gabos. Mayong buntag sa inyong tanan. Maupay nga aga sa atong tanan sa mga waray-waray. And of course, good morning to everyone. Allow me to share my screen to you. Okay, so I hope you can now see my screen. And I was given the opportunity to discuss with you a new law, Republic Act 11650, which is entitled Instituting a Policy of Inclusion and Services for Learners with Disabilities in support of Inclusive Education Act, because there was already an old law, so-called Inclusive Education. Okay? But before that, let us take a look at this prayer for serenity of Reinhold Niebuhr. Sabi niya, God, grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. That's very true. So there are things in our lives that we cannot change. We just have to accept them. But we must have the courage to change the things we can, including our internet connection. I hope yung mga internet connection ho natin ay hindi magloloko, kasi yung mga internet providers natin, para mga jowa nyo lang, madalas nagloloko, madalas unstable. Ayan. So hopefully, post-Valentine's na, so huwag na silang magloko. Ano po? According to Edmund Burke, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Alam nyo, looking at your organization, I am blessed to be with you, and I admire the advocacy of your organization. Kasi bihira po ang ito, gumaga sinasabi ni Robert Frost, the road less traveled or the road not taken. Iilan lang po ang nag-venture sa ganitong area of educating our people. No? At kung gusto ninyong maiba naman ang pananaw, meron ho akong tinayong relihiyon, ito pwede kayo sumali dito. Joke lang ho yan. Okay. So before anything else, I would like you to focus your attention into the screen. Sabi ho nung mga eksperto, if these things are moving, you are under stress. And the faster they move, the higher is your level of stress. Teaching is a stressful profession, just like lawyering, no? Masyadong stressful. Pero sabi nila, kung gusto mong matino ang relasyon, humanap ka ng abogado. Kasi yung batas nga inuunawa, ikaw pa kaya? Ay, yung iba nga ipinaglalaban, ay yung puso mo pa kaya? Ay. Okay. So another thing that I would like you to look at, ito pong dot in the nose of that woman. To some screens that may appear to be yellow, for some that may appear white. Yung dot lang doon sa ilong. Then after 5 hours, and 5 seconds lang, you look at the white portion of your screen and try to see what's in there. Don't worry, hindi mo nakakatakot yan. Yan, nakita nyo? Ako, hindi nyo nakita. Ako, tingnan nyo maghapon. Okay, kung nakita ninyo, those were the days, during our time, na wala pang camera yung cellphone. So yung camera may film, and then kailangan pang i-develop. So ano ibig sabihin nito? Wala lang. Lahat ba talaga kailangan may ibig sabihin? Ba, pwede namang wala, di ba? No. Ang ibig sabihin po niya, sometimes things are not what they appear to be. Kala mo kayo na. Pero wala pa lang kayo at hindi naging kayo. Assuming ka lang. Kaya nasasaktan. Naku, mahirap yan. Okay. Kung nasasaktan, wag nang kumibo. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, wag mong judgmental, no? Sabi niya, nauso na yung LDR, long distance relationship. Ano ba yun? Yung gusto mo siya, pero ang layo na magkagusto siya sa'yo. Yun daw yung LDR. Kala mo mag-MU kayo, hindi ka naman pinapansin. Oh, mag-MU, mag-isang umiibig. Masama ba yun? Di naman siguro, no? Sometimes things are not what they appear to be. Kaya huwag masyadong judgmental. Ha? Ayan. Kaya lalo na sa pag-ibig na yan. Ha? Ako, like ko sinasabi sa mga estudyante ko, ang pag-ibig para yung bayad sa jeep. With all due respect to the jeepney drivers. Kasi minsan hindi nasusuklian. At kung minsan yan daw po ay parang gulong, nasa ibabaw, minsan nasa ilalim, minsan flat. Pero minsan reserba ka lang. Kaya sa mga estudyante ko, kapag ayaw ninyo magkamali sa exam, hindi nyo naman alam ang tamang sagot, ang isulat nyo na lang magmahal. Kasi kahit kailan, hindi naging mali ang magmahal. Ayan, mapapamahal ka nga lang next semester, ano? Eh, yung mga mahilig naman uminom, hindi siyempre di alam ang tamang sagot. Eh, sulat na lang daw, Red Horse. Bakit? Ito ang tama. Ayan, matindi raw ang tama. Hindi ko alam. You can go to this YouTube channel. Nag-maintain tayo ng YouTube channel para sa additional information on the various topics na nagle-lecture ho tayo. At mag-subscribe na rin kayo kasi kukunti pala yung subscribers ko, 32,000 pa lamang. So pagka nag-subscribe kayo, maging 100,000 yan, di ba? Okay. So see you in that YouTube channel. Now, when I was a first-year student in the College of Education, doon sa National Teachers College, as told by Doc Soriano earlier, nabasa ko ito and it remained in my mind kasi napakaganda hong tula nito. It was entitled Builders. Sabi niya, a builder builded a temple. Kung bakit builded, baka magalit yung mga English teachers. I do not know, kinopya ko lang ho yan. Mamaya may kita niyo kung sino ang author. He wrote it with grace and skill, pillars and groins and arches, all fashioned to work his will. Men said as they saw its beauty, it shall never know decay. Great is thy skill of builder, thy fame shall endure for aye. Ito, nakikita ninyong temple na to. That's the temple of Athena in ancient Greece. People marvel at its beauty. They admired it. It's a beautiful building, built by builders like masons, etc. But there's another kind of builder, is called a teacher. A teacher builded a temple with loving and infinite care, planning its arch with patience, laying its stone with prayer. Teachers are supposed to be patient people. That's why sabi nila sa akin, if you want to have a good married life, marry a teacher. And I took that seriously, and I married a teacher 30 years ago. Kasi late na ako nag-asawa. I got married at a very late age of 23 years old. 30 years ago, I married a teacher. And after 30 years of married life, I realized, mali pala sila. Hindi pala patient. None praise their unceasing efforts. None knew for wondrous plan. For the temple the teacher builded was unseen by the eyes of men. Yung mga efforts natin mga teachers, ako, teacher din po ako na as introduced earlier, sometimes we feel that we are not appreciated. Pagka may mali, tayong mali. Pero pagka may tama, iba ang napupuri. Diba? But take a look at the outcome. Gone is the builder's temple, crumbled into the dust. Low lies its stately pillars, food for the consuming rust. Take a look at the temple of Athena. It is just a shadow of what it once was. But the temple the teacher builded will last while the ages roll. For that beautiful ancient temple was a child's immortal soul. Aren't we glad we all belong to the second type of builders? We build temples that will never crumble, even with the passage of time, even when earthquakes would strike. Okay? And that's the reason why God made the teachers. God understood our tears for knowledge and our need to be led by someone wiser. You cannot teach what you do not know. You cannot give what you do not have. He needed a heart of compassion, of encouragement, and patience. That's why if you want to have a good vibe in your life, talk to a teacher. Kasi optimist palagi ang mga teachers. They're patient. With the emphasis on the word patient. Ano po? Someone who would accept the challenge regardless of the opposition. We can withstand opposition. We do not hate opposition. In fact, we love opposition. Because in a classroom, let's say, filled with 50 pupils, you cannot expect that everybody would be agreeing with you. Somebody would oppose you. But do not be discouraged. That will help you grow. Okay? Someone who could see the potential and believe in the best in others. That's the reason why God made the teachers. Diba? And teaching is the profession that teaches all of the other professions. There would be no lawyers like me, doctors, engineers, if there is no teacher. Diba? Somewhere, somehow, sometime in our lives, duman tayo sa mapagpala at mapagpalong kamay ng isang guro. Bawal na lang yung pagpapalo ngayon kasi may anti-child abuse law. And according to William Arthur Ward, an American motivational writer, the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, but the great teacher inspires. And what you are doing is really inspiring. Okay? That's the reason why our government recognized at least the important role of teachers. It enacted on January 29, 2016, Republic Act 10743, declaring October 5 every year as the National Teachers' Day. And we are still waiting for the National Lawyers' Day. Ang proposal law ay November 1 kasi All Saints Day. Yan daw ang Lawyers' Day. Para hindi mag-a-agree ang mga abogado dyan. So under our Constitution, the state shall protect and promote the rights of all citizens to quality education at all levels and shall take appropriate steps to make such education accessible to all. Thus the Constitution itself telling us it's a question of accessibility and question of quality. Somehow in the past, learners with disabilities had limited access to quality education. Logistically and sometimes based on cultural inclinations. Okay? Kaya ngayon, maswerte po tayo dahil may inclusive education. Now, according to B.F. Skinner, ito ang hinahanap ng mga girls noong Valentine's Day, si B.F. Skinner, Boris Friedrich Skinner ho yan. Education is what survives when what has been learned has been forgotten. Nalimutan na natin, yung mga estudyante natin after one semester, after one school year, nalimutan na yung nasa libro. Ano naalala nila? How you treated them. How you dealt with them. Ikaw ba ay naging maunawain? Ikaw ba ay naging patient? O pinagalitan mo sila palagi? For no apparent reason. And according to John Ruskin, education does not mean teaching people what they do not know. It means teaching them to behave as they do not behave. Behavioral change is the goal of education according to this English educator. Now, to continue with our Constitution, every citizen has the right to select a profession, a course of study. Diba? Kaya pagka pinipili tayo dun sa kurso na ayaw natin, we have that constitutional right to refuse. Okay? Because according to the Supreme Court, in that case of DEX, naalala nyo pa yung DEX? The Department of Error, Corruption, and Sorry. Education, Culture, and Sports pala. Naalala ko lang yung laptop. Okay. A person cannot insist on being a physician if he will be a menace to his patients. Diba? Gusto maging doktor pero maging pasaway ka sa pasyente, wag na lang. If one who wants to be a lawyer may prove better as a plumber, he should be so advised and advised. Of course, he may not be forced to be a plumber, but on the other hand, he may not force his entry into the bar. Kaya nga po, isa sa pinakamahirap na examination daw ay ang bar exam. At isa sa pinakasikat na exam ay ang bar exam, hindi ba? Ayan. Why? Mahirap naman ho talaga kasi. We cannot have a society of square pegs in round holes. Of dentists who should have never left the farm. Of engineers who should have studied banking, and teachers who could be better as merchants. Grabe naman ang Supreme Court. Bakit teacher, merchant? Kasi remember, 1989 yan. At that time, ang mga teachers, lalo yung mga kaibigan natin sa public school, inaakusahan ng pagbebenta ng kung ano-ano sa classroom because that was intended to augment their meager income. Maliit ang sweldo ng teacher noon, hindi na katulad ngayon, hindi ba? Ngayon po, hindi na nangyayari kasi online na ang bentahan. Ano? Dahil nga sa pandemic. Ha? So, huwag natin pilitin kung ayaw. Kasi ang pagiging teacher po ay calling. In fact, hindi lang pagiging teacher, lahat ng profession calling dapat yan. Para maibigay mo talaga ang best mo. That's why when I was young, ang gusto ko lang talagang profession, either maging pari, kasi nakikita ko palagi yung pagsisimba namin ng nanay ko dun sa Camarines War. Tapos tinatanong ko siya, saan mapupunta yung pera kapag kayong nangungulekta na? Sabi ng nanay ko sa pare, abay gusto ko yan. Okay? Pero kung di ako naging pare, gusto ko maging lawyer. And yun po ang profesyon natin ngayon in addition to being a teacher. Kaya kung hindi ako naging pare, hindi ako naging abogado, ang gusto ko, Doctor of Medicine. Sabi nung kaibigan kong doktor, sabi niya, attorney, kung gusto mo maging Doctor of Medicine, mag-specialize ka sa obstetrician at gynecology. Obstetrics. Ay ko, bakit? Ay, hindi ko alam kung maniniwala kayo sa kanya. Ito yung sabi niya sa akin. Kasi daw, kumikita ka na, nakakakita ka pa. Abay, hindi ko alam. Siya ako nagsabi niyan, huwag kang pagalitan dyan. Sad to say, ito po ang nakikita natin sa mass media, sa social media. Di ba? PWD, bullying victim. Hindi lang umiminsan yan. Ito pa. Yung binatil yung PWD, kakasuhan ng mga nang-bully. Kasi ang society natin hindi inclusive. Discriminatory ang ating lipunan ever since. That's why we need laws that would protect the marginalized sector, na kung tawagin ito ni BP Leni nung araw ay mga tao sa laylayan ng lipunan. They're on the margins of the society. That's why Congress enacted Republic Act 11650 on March 11, 2022, instituting a policy of inclusion and services for learners with disabilities. Kasi isa po ito sa sektor na naabuso at nadidiscriminate. So what are the objectives of the law? To provide learners with disabilities free and appropriate public and basic education and support and related services based on their needs. Kasi po, ang mga PWD, magkakaiba yung kanilang sitwasyon. So hindi natin pwedeng i-generalize yung approach natin for their education. Okay? So kaya, specialized. And also, this is in accordance with the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. So hindi lang tayo ang dapat may ganyan. Lahat dapat ng bansa who are members of the UN are expected. Tayo, late na ho tayong nag-comply dito sa requirement na ito ng United Nations. Diba? But sabi nga nila, better late than never. Huli man daw at magaling, abay, pinapagalitan pa rin. Kasi late siya. Diba? And then to establish and maintain inclusive learning resource centers of learners with disabilities. Kasi may mga limitasyon sila na hindi natin pwedeng i-compare with kids without learning disabilities. Okay? And to ensure learners with disabilities develop their potential towards self-sufficiency because they cannot depend on somebody else for the rest of their lives. They have to be self-sufficient. They have to become independent and fully participative members of the society. And also to provide parents or guardians of learners with disability with information opportunities to actively participate in the determination of educational placement. Alam niyo kasi sa panahon, nung unang panahon, yung mga persons with disabilities, minsan, santo sa ikinakahiya ng ibang pamilya. Kaya pag nanonood kayo ng mga documentary ng mga palabas sa TV, di ko nababanggitin si kapuso mo, Jessica, yung mga may kapansanan, ikinukulong at nakakaawa, ikinakadena. Kasi natatakot sila. Dalawang bagay po eh. Number one, kulang sa kaalaman paano tratuhin ng mga taong ito. Pangalawa, ikinakahiya. Dan pangatlo, kulang sa resources. Diba? Kaya nga nauuso yung mga belief sa kulam, mga naposes. Pero pag inaaral ng mga psychologists, mga eksperto, gutom pala. Or merong psychological problem. So kulang sa edukasyon. That's why even parents and guardians should be educated. How do we deal with these kids? Okay? Ako po, hindi ko kinakahiya na ang aming panganay ay meron siyang learning disability. Nandun siya sa autism spectrum. That's why ako po, believe at hanga ako sa mga teachers na nagtuturo ng ganitong mga bata. Because I have seen that personally with the teachers of my daughter. And I admire them. Sabi ko, kung ako lang may ganyang pasensya siguro. Diba? So another objective is to enable and empower all teachers, including those with disabilities, parents, guardians, and family members by training and equipping them with capabilities for the detection. Kasi bata pa lang, dapat alam na natin, na-detect na-diagnose na meron siyang learning disability para na agapan agad, nagkaroon ng remedial measures. Kasi minsan, ang problema, hindi natin nare-recognize na may problema. That's why we cannot have solution to the problem because we do not accept that there is a problem. That is the main problem. Diba? Ayaw mong tanggapin eh. Parang si April Boy na namayapa na, di ko kayang tanggapin. Dapat tatanggapin natin. Now, what about inclusion? Inclusion refers to a process where all learners, regardless of their background and abilities, are given an equal chance to play. Kasi kids are kids, they need to play. But children with disability, like for example, yung mga sight impaired, mahirapan sila makipaglaro dun sa iba ang sitwasyon kasi they have special needs. So ito ho ang sinasabi natin dito sa idea ng inclusion. It is an approach where every learner is valued, supported, and given equal opportunities and learning experience. Kaya sabi ng batas, mag-create kayo ng Inclusive Learning Resource Center. Okay? Para doon sa mga child development center or school setting and the community itself. And part of inclusive education is the process of addressing and responding to the diversity of needs of all learners. Because not all learners with disabilities have the same needs. Diba? So yung mga sight impaired, kailangan nila ng braille para sila ay matutong magbasa. Yung mga may kapansanan sa pagdinig at yung hindi makapagsalita, iba ang needs nila. So we cannot generalize. Okay? That's why we have to adapt different approaches in order to accommodate their problems and address their needs. So inclusion involves equitable opportunities for learners with disabilities to receive educational services and the needed support and related services with their age-appropriate peer groups. Kasi ho, minsan, pinagsasama-sama magkakaibang age level. Kasi nga, kulang sa resources. And that is not appropriate. Kasi yung adult learners with disabilities, hindi mo pwedeng isama doon sa mga early childhood learners na with learning disabilities. Magkaiba ang needs nila eh. Yan. Now, inclusive learning resource centers must be created. It refers to a physical or virtual center that provides support and related services to teaching and learning using appropriate, accessible, disability, linguistically, culturally, and gender-sensitive instructional learning materials, tools, gadgets, and equipment. Diba? Ayan. Kaya po kami dun sa University of Makati, meron kaming Center for Inclusive Education to address these needs. Okay? And also inclusion includes resources to facilitate and enhance learning and assessment tools and instruments to evaluate developmental domains of specific areas. Kasi dapat nakikita rin natin na may progress itong mga batang ito. Na from the time they enrolled in an inclusive learning resource center, may nangyari bang pagbabago? Meron bang development? O baka naman nag-stagnate? So we have to address that. And also with support and related services from medical. Kasi ho, minsan yung iba, may problema talagang medical na dapat i-address. Diba? Sometimes yung kanya palang sight problem, kaya pang gamutin. Kaya lang because of lack of opportunities medically, lack of resources, we cannot deny the fact na lalo doon sa mga far-flung provinces, malayo sa medical services ng ating gobyerno. Diba? Kung napapanood niyo itong si Aling Jessica, saka lang a-action yung ating mga government offices, government agencies, kapag ka naipakita na doon sa TV. Nilagi sinasabi ng wife ko, nasaan ang gobyerno? Bakit nung hindi nakita ito ng mga staff ng GMA, hindi nila a-actionan? That is the problem, di ba? Hindi sila kasi proactive. Reactive lang po sila. So malaking problema yun. Okay? Now, sino ba ang mga learners with disabilities? According to Section 4, Paragraph J, learners with disabilities refers to learners in general, early and basic education system who require additional support and related services and adaptive pedagogic method. Anong dahilan? Because of their long or short-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairments. Because these difficulties serve as barriers to effective participation in the society. Kasi nga, number one, ang society natin, sabi ko sa inyo, discriminatory. Na pagkakaiba ka, pinipintasan ka. Di ba? Kahit kami, nung elementary kami, guilty kami dyan. Yung mga bata kasi kakulangan doon sa edukasyon na dapat irespeto natin yung sitwasyon ng mga taong ito. Kasi hindi nila kasalanan yan eh. May mga ibang kultura pa na kapag ka ang bata ay pinanganak, ang sasabihin, parusa yan kasi may kasalanan na magulang niya. Have you noticed na may mga ganyang kultura? Even in the Bible, sinasabi yan. Ang tanong nila doon sa bulag, ano bang kasalanan ng mga magulang nito? Bakit pinanganak siyang bulag? Kaya lumapit kay Kristo upang siya ay pagalingin. At siya ay pinagaling. Sa mga panahon natin ngayon, walang Kristo na magpapagaling kasi. Di ba? So kaya kailangan natin ng batas para matulungan itong mga taong may ganitong limitasyon. Okay? So what about special needs education? Special needs education refers to the customized instructional program or services designed to meet diverse needs of an individual with disability. Sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, magkakaiba yung kanilang mga needs eh. So kailangan natin ng special needs education that is directed toward the specific needs. Diba? At yung mga strategies in the classroom or non-academic setting. They include various instructions on physical and vocational education, social skills development. That's why hanga po ako dun sa mga teacher ng aming daughter kasi alam niya yung mga self-help skills. Kaya niyang gawin. Na kung hindi siguro siya napasok sa ganong sitwasyon ng pag-aaral, baka hindi niya kayang gawin. Di ba? Kung pinabayaan. Okay? Basic survival needs and providing reasonable accommodations, modification, adaptation, and individualization as needed. Okay? It includes learners with disabilities in the general education system to enable them to realize their full potential. Kasi kahit may mga learning disability or may limitation, they also have potential to contribute to the society. Kailangan lang nilang turuan, tulungan, at i-guide. Minsan yun ang kulang. Okay? At yung dati nating alam na special education or SPED, papalitan na po natin. Special Needs Education. So is SNE or is NED, hindi na SPED. Kasi along the way, no, hindi ko naman nila lahat, parang yung SPED nagkaroon ng masamang connotation. Di ba? Pag sinabing SPED, well, iba iniisip ng tao. Okay? Now, what about individualized educational plan? Kailangan po ito. Individualized educational plan refers to the systematic, purposive, and developmental educational programming of curricular and instructional priorities and contents designed to meet the educational requirements of a learner with disability and ensure mastery of skills or learning of skills and behavior. Kasi minsan, dahil hindi nga sila ini-expose sa tao, sa public in general, nahihirapan lalo silang mag-adjust. Kaya po, ako, may mga na-witness tayo na itong mga with special needs na ito minsan nagiging violent. Kaya yun ang dahilan kung bakit sa mga probinsya na kulang sa resources, ikinakadena sila at ikinukulong. Kasi pag nakalalabas daw, either namimerwisyo, violent sila, o baka masaktan. Kasi hindi alam ng community na may ganun silang needs. So kaya kailangan natin itong individualized education plan. It includes the services to be provided and the duration and frequency of such services, describes the learner's present level of performance, how the learner's disabilities affect the academic performance, and specific accommodations and modifications to adjust and adapt to the specific need of a particular learner. Okay? An IEP or individualized education plan shall be designed to meet the unique educational needs of a learner. Kasi papasok dito yung principle of individual differences. That no two learners are alike, no? Are similar. So magkaiba yung needs nila, kaya i-adapt natin yung IEP natin. So it's not a group plan, but individualized education plan. So kaya napakahirap ng trabaho ng mga tulad ninyo na nagtuturo sa mga learners with special needs. Di ba? It shall likewise aim at developing the learner's strengths. Kasi may mga talents yan eh, na kailangan lang nating itap. Di ba? Doon sa isang college na pinagtuturuan ng wife ko, ang diagnosis nung isang bata ay merong autism spectrum nga. Pero napakagaling niya. Kaya lang may mga behavior siya na kakaiba. pero napakagaling sa klase, academic achiever. So kailangan ma-develop lang natin ito at ma-realize na meron siyang potential. Diba? Na kung hindi natin makikita, ay kawawa naman yung batang ito for life. And then, you have UDL, Universal Design for Learning. Ano ba ito? The Universal Design for Learning refers to a scientifically valid framework for guiding educational practice that, number one, provides flexibility. In the way information is presented, students respond or demonstrate knowledge and skills and their engagement. And also reduces barriers in instruction. Kaya dapat may special training din yung mga teachers. And I suggest hindi lang teachers, pati yung mga parents and guardians. Kasi po, ang sabi ng isang African proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. Okay? So, if we have a child with special need, hindi lang teacher ang may obligasyon dyan. That includes the parents and the community. Kaya mamaya, makikita natin may iba't ibang role. Ano po? If time permits, makikita natin yan, may kanya-kanyang role ang iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno. Now, you have the inclusion policy for learners with disabilities, both in public and private schools. So hindi lang o public school ito, no? Private schools also. The policy of inclusion is hereby instituted in all early, ito yung kindergarten dahil mandatory yung kindergarten natin ngayon, and basic education schools. So ito po ay from elementary up to senior high school. Yan ang ating basic education. Both public and private. Now all schools, whether public or private, shall ensure equitable access to quality education to every learner with disability, such that no learner shall be denied admission on the basis of disability. So hindi natin po pwedeng i-deny na hindi ka pwedeng mag-enroll kasi ikaw ay may special need. Kaya lang alam nyo, ang problema ho natin dito ay doon sa private schools. Kasi not all private schools are capable of opening or offering education for children with special needs or special need education. So pwede ba natin silang puwersahin? Sagutin natin as we go along, no? Kaya sa public school, dependent sila sa pondo na galing sa gobyerno, galing sa DepEd. At meron pong mandate na bawat eskwelahan ay mag-offer ng special education before. Nagagawin nating special needs education today. But in private schools, the problem is, can we compel private schools to offer special education for these kids kung wala naman silang resources? Remember, dependent sa tuition fee ang private schools. So kung wala silang budget, paano natin pupuwersahin? So according to Section 5, for this purpose, the implementing rules and regulations shall provide the minimum services and conditions that must be included in the admission system and policies of all schools, including but not limited to provision of assistive devices, facilities and infrastructure in the admission process, and other forms of reasonable accommodation. Therefore, all learners with disabilities, whether enrolled in public or private schools, shall be accorded services and reasonable accommodation based on the individual education plan and shall have the right to avail of the appropriate support and related services under Section 7 of this law or this act. So, i-discuss natin yan. Now, ang tanong ko, paano kung merong, balikan natin yung sight impaired, mag-i-enroll sa isang eskwelahan na wala namang kapasidad para mag-offer ng ganong uri ng special education? So can we compel the private school to do that? Ang sagot po dyan, hindi. Kasi private school ito. Unless meron siya sariling facility. Okay? Kaya ito dapat eskwelahan makipag-coordinate sa iba't ibang ahensya ng pamahalaan either para makapag-offer siya ng ganong program or ma-exempt siya. Kasi ang batas walang sinasabing exempted. So kaya nandun na ho sa implementing rules yan. You coordinate with the different government agencies Kasi mamaya may kita natin yung different roles of the different government agencies. Okay? So, the DepEd, in collaboration with the local government units, shall initially establish and maintain at least one ILRC, Inclusive Learning Resource Center, in all cities and municipalities. So, yung mga private schools na walang resources na ganito, i-coordinate natin doon sa ILRC. Yung mga gusto mag-enroll sa ating private school, ay wala naman tayong ganong facility. Kasi po, ang problema niyan, ang drawback, pinayagan mo mag-enroll sa iyo yung bata with special needs, hindi mo naman ma-address yung need niya. Kasi wala kang teachers who are trained to teach children with special needs. Di ba? Sino problema natin? That's why ito ang sagot, Section 6. In cities and municipalities requiring the establishment of ILRC shall be established based on a multi-year roadmap as resources may allow. That is the main problem. Sasabihin ng LGU, wala po kaming budget dyan. Oh. And dapat ngayon 2023 may budget na kayo dyan. Kasi 2022 pa nag-take effect yung batas eh. Eh alam nyo naman po sa Pilipinas. Alam natin pare-pareho yan. Di ba? Huwag na tayo mangarap. Now, all existing SPED centers. So ito po, wala na problema kasi may existing na eh. Shall be converted into Inclusive Learning Resource Center. So yung may mga SPED na, wala na problema. I-adjust nyo na lang yan. So, the LGUs may establish satellite ILRCs in schools, the operation and maintenance of which shall be included in the school improvement plan. So, kailangan po na magkaroon ng plano itong mga eskwelahan na ito to cater to these needs. Now, sa ilalim po ng Department Order number 045 ng 2021, yung certain SPED centers are now converted into prototype Inclusive Learning Resource Center. That is pursuant dito sa mandate ng batas na ito. Because all LGUs, cities and municipalities, ano po? The SIP refers to a roadmap. Ito yung school improvement plan that lay down the school-specific intervention. So bilang eskwelahan, anong gagawin mo? Number one, ito yung mga key result areas, no? KRA. Number one, access. So hindi lahat ba ng mga learners with special needs ay may access tayo? Okay, granting na may access. Ikaw ba ay nag-o-offer ng quality education? Baka naman masabi lang na mayroon kang school with for special needs. Di ba? Ganun minsan ang iba sa atin eh. Mag-compliance lang. Pero wala yung quality. Eh sabi po ng batas, kailangan may quality rin. At yung governance. Yan minsan ang problema dyan. Okay? Now, private early basic or basic education schools may likewise establish additional facilities. So ito po yung sagot dun sa tanong natin, hindi ba? Na pag private school ka ba, pwede ka bang puwersahin na magkaroon ng ILRC kung di mo kaya? Ayan, may likewise. So hindi kayo pwedeng puwersahin kung ayaw nyo. Okay? So DepEd shall provide the minimum standard for compliance to be considered an ILRC. Alam nyo, kapag ka nagkaroon ng ILRC ang isang private school, dadami ang enrollment nyo. Bakit? Kasi yung mga children with special needs, malalaman ng parents, abay, eskwelahan na ito, private school, pero may ILRC, doon ko enroll yung anak ko. Di ba? So additional enrollment po yan. That's the positive side naman ito. Although, kailangan nyo mag-invest. Just like any other business. Kailangan mag-invest ka para kumita ka. Hindi po pwedeng kikita ka na hindi ka nag-i-invest. Scam po yun. Okay? Sa pyramiding yan. Hindi ka nag-invest ng malaki, kikita ka, wala kang gagawin, pyramiding yan. Pero dito, kailangan nyo mag-invest. Okay? Physical infrastructure. DepEd shall provide non-monetary incentives. Kasi wala daw pera ang DepEd. Kala ko may confidential pa. Ay, sorry. Confidential nga yun. Hindi natin pwedeng alamin yun. Okay? Award scheme to LGU and schools to encourage establishment and maintenance of better ILRC services and facilities. So, ano po ang function ng ILRC? The ILRC shall deliver free support and related services towards the fulfillment of the goals of inclusive education. That is the goal of the law. That everybody should be educated and no one is left behind insofar as quality inclusive education. Okay? So ano mga functions? Implement. Ito yung mga child-friendly schools to ensure that all learners with child find system pala, sorry. That all learners, didefine natin mamaya kung ano yung child find system. Receiving early and basic education services are identified. Kasi minsan alam niyo ang problema yung acceptance ng family. Di lang matanggap na merong special need yung anak nila. O kaya kinakahiya nila. Di ba? Parang nakakis na natin eh. Yung mga kaedad ko, no? Yung mga nauna pa sa atin. Yung mga ngayon, parang inclusive na ang thinking. Pero kami ho, in generation namin, wala eh, minamak namin yung mga ganong bata eh. Di ba? Subject siya ng panunokso kaya hindi na siya papasok. O kaya papasok siya pero lagi siya may kaaway. Di ba? Ganyan yan eh. Ngayon, ano ba yung Child Find System or CFS? Child Find System refers to the system of identification, location, and evaluation of all learners with disabilities not more than 24 years of age. Kasi ito pa yung pwede nating i-train, although mga above 24, kaya pa naman. Kaya lang hindi napapasok dun sa early and basic education level. Okay? Not receiving basic education services for purposes of facilitating their inclusion into the general basic education system. It likewise covers learners with disabilities below 5 years old. Sa ilalim naman po nung Early Education Services Program ng Republic Act 10410. So napakarami nating batas para dito. Okay? O, yan po yung child find system. Ano? Now, ano naman yung, tuloy natin yung function, ano? Utilize the expertise of multidisciplinary team to conduct educational assessment. Kasi hindi lang po pwede natin ipagkatiwala sa isang tao. Kasi may kanya-kanyang expertise yan eh. In the case of my daughter, nag-engage po kami ng service nung speech therapist para ma-develop yung kanyang speech. Kasi delayed yung speech niya. And then nag-engage din kami ng occupational therapist para makorek yung certain skills. Diba? So ito kaya po, multidisciplinary team ang kailangan natin dito. Then provide appropriate support and related services, including school-based trainings to learners with disabilities and their diverse needs for their function in the general education system. That's why we cannot generalize. Kasi talagang specific, kaya nga individualized education plan ang kailangan natin. Then, produce and ensure the availability of appropriate teaching and instructional materials for learners with disabilities. Hindi lahat ng eskwelahan kayang bumili ng mga braille materials para dun sa specific needs ng mga batang ito, hindi ba? Ayan. And then, provide and facilitate consultative mechanism, including counseling, technical assistance, and training to general basic education teachers. So it will again revolve on teacher training. Kasi hindi lahat ng teacher kayang mag-handle ng learners with special needs. Then establish a general referral system that shall provide and organize multidisciplinary services needed by learners with disabilities and their families to mobilize community resources. So talagang kailangan ng participation dito ng different government agencies including the local government units. Tanong, ilang local government units na ang alam nyo sa lugar ninyo na nag-comply na? Diba? That is a big question. And then deliver such services under ILRC, Alternative Education Programs, Early Intervention Program, and Transition Program, among others. Kasi po, may goal tayo na itong mga learners with special needs, baka naman pwede nating i-integrate dun sa normal or the usual program. Diba? Kasi meron naman possibility. Kung kaya nila at hindi sila mabubuli. Ayan. Now, there should be alternative education programs. Ano po ito? It refers to the programs provided to learners with disabilities who are not able to attend school. At posible po yan, nakita na natin yan noong panahon ng COVID. Katulad ginagawa natin ngayon, di ba? The child need not go to school. Pwede siya mabigyan ng alternative education. At yan yung ginagawa nung ALS yata. Ha? The range of alternative education programs or placements may include, but not limited to, home-based, kung yung bata ay nasa hospital, hospital-based, or community-based instruction. Okay? And we have early intervention program that refers to any form of educational program, therapy, treatment kung kailangan. Baka naman yung kinakain ng bata ay hindi masustansya, kaya siya kulang sa nutrition, kaya nagkaganon. So baka naman pwedeng i-address. Diba? So kasama po ito dun sa mga early intervention programs. Okay? And then the ILRC shall also provide the same services to all other learners, including learners with disabilities under the Alternative Learning System program as identified by school officials and teachers, parents, and guardians, or learners themselves. So number 1 dito, acceptance and diagnosis. Pag na-diagnose, tanggapin natin. Okay? Now, hiring of Inclusive Learning Resource Center personnel. In addition to teachers with special training, special need education teachers, para teachers, learning support aides, licensed social workers, and other allied professionals with knowledge and skills, special training in interacting and dealing with learners with disabilities, the DepEd shall hire the necessary personnel and staff. This is a problem for private school. Kasi po, lalo yung mga may lisensya, medyo may kamahalan ang pag-engage sa kanila. Diba? So kaya-kaya ito ng budget ng isang maliit na private school. So kaya ang sagot na sa batas, coordinate natin sa DepEd at saka dun sa ILRC ng LGU. Because the LGUs are mandated to operate at least one ILRC. Okay? Now, may mga scholarship program din po, both CHED at saka DepEd, para nga doon sa mga teachers na magti-train para dito. Okay? Both in service at saka pre-service. At ngayon po, ang CHED ay nag-open na, although hindi kami makapag-open kasi kailangan pa ng permit, ay yung Bachelor of Special Education. Kasi dati-rati sa BEd program, specialization lang yung special education. Pero ngayon po, meron ng CHED Memorandum Order, may policy and guidelines na sila for a separate Bachelor of Special Education. So yun na ang aim namin sa University of Makati na makapag-offer ng ganong programa. Okay? But we need permit to do that. Kasi ang permit lang namin ay para sa BSE at BEd with different majors. Kaya sinabihan kami na hindi nyo pwedeng i-offer as a major lang yan kasi separate bachelor's degree na yan. Okay. Because that's our goal. We'll offer that kind of program soon. Okay? If resources would permit. Kasi kami naman po sa University of Makati, being a local university, ay kami po ay dependent sa budget na ipinoprovide ng pinakamayamang city sa buong bansa. City of Makati. Ayan. So, para dun sa mga pre-service education and in-service training, yung pre-service, ito po yung bachelor's degree. Ano? Then after graduation, may in-service training. So, provided yan. At ito po ay in coordination with CHED. Kaya siya ang gumagawa ng curriculum para sa pre-service, TESDA para dun sa additional skills, and DepEd para dun sa in-service. Okay? At yun na nga ang ginawa ng CHED, meron na siyang separate bachelor's degree for teacher for special education. Yan. Then, the DepEd shall also collaborate with the relevant partners in government, di ba? Para doon sa in-service training. And that includes the Professional Regulation Commission shall ensure a separate field of specialization. Meron na po. Kaya lang yung licensure exam niya, dapat yung PRC mag-create ng sariling licensure exam for teachers like this na nag-graduate ng Bachelor of Special Education. Wala pa pong ganon. So yung mga teachers dito, licensure examination for professional teachers pa rin sila. At least one teacher education institution from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and one in Metro Manila and Metro Cebu, Metro Davao shall be established as a center of excellence. So may mga guidelines po tayo dito under the law, paano ka mas ma-recognize as a center for excellence in a particular field. Okay? Now, There should also be an advisory committee for education of learners with disabilities. So ang DepEd po ang gagawa nito, yung advisory committee for education of learners with disabilities shall be composed of representatives from various sector. So sino-sino ito? Ayan. Ang DepEd po ay gagawa ng guidelines and create that committee within 60 days from the effectivity of this act. So hopefully meron na po ang DepEd niyan para ma-address itong issue na ito. And then there should be a continuing research to identify the needs of learners with disabilities. At trabaho ito ng DepEd through the advisory committee na mag-conduct ng mga researches. And such continuing research shall also be used to develop instructional techniques. Kasi po, sa ibang bansa, particularly, banggitin na natin ng United States, napaka-progressive nung kanilang approach sa mga ganitong uri ng problema. So, we can learn from them. Di ba? So, we can share with their expertise at baka naman may matutunan din sila sa ating mga expertise. Okay? Now, we also develop instructional materials. At itong mga publishing companies po na ito ay inuutusan na mag-publish niyan. Siyempre may bayad yan. Pero kung gagamitin yung kanilang mga materials, magpaalam lang sa kanila kasi baka naman malabag yung Republic Act 8293. Kasi for example, a textbook will be converted into a braille material ay kailangan natin ng permiso ng author at saka ng publisher. Okay? Ayan. Kasi meron po tayong intellectual property code. Although sinasabi dito na without penalty or payment of royalty. Pero courtesy, kailangan natin ipaalam doon sa publisher na gagamitin namin yung material mo. Iko-convert namin into a format para maging suitable siya doon sa children with special needs. Okay? Now, family members, guardians, and care providers, education, and roles, ito po yan, na dapat mabigyan din sila ng training. Kasi nga, yung premise nung sabi natin kanina, it takes a village to raise a child. So, hindi lang teacher. Kasi ang problema ho natin, pagka may problema yung bata, si teacher ang sinisisi. Diba? Dati-rati, marami ako hinawakang kaso ng child abuse ng mga teachers ang akusado. Ngayon, nung mag-pandemic at nag-online learning, yung mga bata nagrereklamo, ibalik na raw sila sa eskwelahan. Bakit? Sa eskwelahan, hindi sila pwedeng paluin ni teacher sa bahay, pinapalo at kinukurot ng mga nanay Hindi na pwedeng isumbong kay teacher. O dati, pagka pinalo silang teacher, susumbong sa nanay. Yung nanay, susugurin yung teacher. Ngayon, pinapalo sila ng nanay nila. Pwede ba sila sugurin ng teacher? Hindi pwede yun. Okay? Ayan. So, kailangan po i-train din sila. And they shall likewise set all their essential roles as partners in educating learners with disabilities so as to maximize their knowledge and skills to fully participate in developing the potentials of these learners with disabilities. Kasi just like any other individual, they have potentials. All we need to do is to look for them and develop them. Okay? Now, for those who will participate, ito po, ang encouragement sa private sector. Diba? Sabi ko sa inyo, hindi naman kayo required, kundi kaya. But if you participate in this endeavor, you can get certain incentives from the government. Partnership between government and the private sector catering to diverse needs of learners with disabilities shall be encouraged. Any donation from the private sector in favor of DepEd, tax-free ho ito pagka nag-donate kayo. Kasi meron tinatawag na Adopt a School program under Republic Act 8525. So kung may mga private corporations na nag-adopt ng eskwelahan, ang sabi ng batas na ito, yung 50% ng donation, ilagay nyo para doon sa learners with disabilities. Okay? Then valuation of assistance and other than money shall be based on the acquisition cost. Kasi baka hindi naman pera yung dinonate. They may also be entitled to benefits under the law, yung 8525. And then the entitlement of such benefits shall be subject to the guidelines and minimum standards to be formulated by the DepEd. Okay, ito po yung sinasabi ko na Interagency Coordinating Council. No? Ayan, so kasama dyan ang Secretary ng DepEd, yung DOH Secretary, DSWD, syempre, the Department of Public Works and Highways. Bakit? Sila magko-construct ng mga facilities eh. The local government, kaya may DILG. Siyempre, kailangan natin ng pera, Department of Finance. At para malaman ano yung appropriate approach, kasama ho dito yung National Council on Disability Affairs. So, bawat local government unit may mga ganyan eh. Di ba? Then, the DepEd. Ano ang trabaho ng DepEd? Shall be the lead agency. Okay? Kasi siya ang may hawak ng basic and early education services. Ano naman ang trabaho ng DOH? Shall provide learners with disabilities with healthcare needs. Kasi po minsan may sakit eh. Hindi ma-diagnose. Dahil kulang sa resources. Lalo doon sa mga far-flung areas, di ba? Kaya nga, sabi ko sa inyo kayo, kinukulong na lang, ginagapos. Kasi wala silang pampagamot. Saan ang DOH? So, trabaho ng DOH yan. Then, DSWD. With all due respect, nung pandemic, yung DSWD daw, Department of Selection and Wrongful Distribution. Tama ba yun? Parang unfair naman sa kanila ito. Okay. Responsible for the effective management and provision of social welfare services. Natural, nasa kanilang mga licensed social workers. Diba? Coordinate with DepEd, with the DOH, for the details of necessary personnel ng DSWD na ilalagay doon sa ILRC. And then, ang DPWH, siyempre, sabi ko sa inyo kanila, siya nagko-construct ng mga buildings. Diba? Katulad nito, may international law tayo na dapat may accessibility. Kung walang elevator, kailangan lagyan natin ng ramp para doon sa mga naka-wheelchair. Ay, hindi lahat ng establishments may ganyan. So it's about time na sitahin ito ng DPWH at ng ating gobyerno. Okay? And then, yung Department of Education, Department of Labor and Employment at saka TESDA, ay para naman po ito doon sa employment. Kasi meron po tayong Magna Carta for Disabled Persons, Republic Act 7277, as amended, na kailangan, huwag natin i-discriminate itong mga PWD in terms of employment and skills development training. So trabaho po ng Department of Labor yan at saka ng TESDA. Itinuturo ko po ito sa mga law students doon sa aming Labor Standards Law, a 3-unit subject in the College of Law. Kasama ho yan. Kasi manpower development po ito, part ito ng Labor Code, Presidential Decree 442. So kayo familiar ho tayo dito, no? Ayan. And then, yun po yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na Magna Carta for Disabled Person as amended. That there should be, in no way, Section 32 ng Republic Act 7277, an employer shall not deny employment of any PWD simply because he is disabled. Provided, ito naman po, provided the disability will not in any manner affect the effective performance. Yan. So dapat, kung yung ina-applyan niya, yung kanyang kapansanan ay hindi makaka-apekto doon sa kanyang trabaho. Diba? Kasi, ang sabi ko nga doon sa mga employers na kliyente natin, ay hindi naman po kayo charitable institution. So you need return of your investment. So wala naman sigurong discrimination kung hindi talaga kakayanin ng PWD yung trabaho na offered. Okay? Pero kung kaya, huwag natin i-discriminate. Now, under Republic Act 11228, yung pong mga walang trabaho na PWD, magrehistro sila sa PhilHealth kasi may automatic PhilHealth coverage po sila. Kasi mga PWD na may trabaho, may coverage yun kasi nagtatrabaho sila. Pero yung walang trabaho na PWD, regardless of the age, magrehistro po sa PhilHealth, libre po yan. May coverage kayo ng PhilHealth. Under Republic Act 11228. Saan nga kukunin yung pondo para sa coverage nila? Doon sa mga nakolektang sin taxes. Tinatakso kasi yung mga alak, sigarilyo, etc. So yung pondo na nalikom, it will be devoted for the coverage of PhilHealth of these PWD who are unemployed. Okay? And then, ang DILG naman shall make sure to coordinate with DepEd para ang lahat ng LGU as provided by law ay magkaroon ng isang inclusive learning resource center. Bawat munisipyo at bawat city. Okay? So ang trabaho po yan ng DILG, i-direct yung LGU at yung LGU naman maghahanap ng kapartner, public or private, para makapagtayo ng isang inclusive learning resource center. Okay? So yan po ang mga LGUs natin, provinces, cities, municipalities, including the barangay. Ayan. So mag-participate sila in the efforts concerning inclusion. Pati po yung mga information dissemination. At saka siguro ang mga LGU natin, magpasa ng batas, that will penalize acts of discrimination against learners or persons with disability. Bihira po yung ganun eh. Kaya nadi-discriminate lalo. Kaya nagagaling yung extra noise. Paki-mute na lang po ng host, paki-mute all para di tayo maano. Okay? Now, at the barangay level, ito po yun. The barangay shall coordinate with the Persons with Disability Affairs Office. Yan po, may PDAW sa lahat ng munisipyo at mga city. So yan ay directive under the Magna Carta for Disabled Persons. At alam ba ninyo na ang mga disabled persons ay may mga discount po ito? May 20% discount sila sa lahat ng mga purchases. Medical supplies, yung mga health services, pati ho yung mga cinema, pagka nanood ng pelikula yan, may discount po ang mga PWD, 20% po yan under the law. Yung amendment doon sa Magna Carta for Disabled Persons. Okay? So, yung barangay po, dapat nakakapag-issue naman ng ordinansa ito, at mag-issue ng ordinansa na paparusahan yung mga tao nagdi-discriminate against PWD. Maraming ganyan eh. Okay? And then, the barangay may seek the assistance from ILRC in its area to facilitate the proper training of barangay help desk. Kasi minsan yung mga barangay ang wala rin namang training. So kailangan matrain din sila. Lalo yung mga barangay health workers, hindi ba? And the secretary shall issue policy. Sinong secretary ito? Ng DepEd. To protect the learners with disabilities within the ILRC. Okay? So that's in addition po doon sa Republic Act 7277, may parusa po yan. At yung mga bata naman, mayroong anti-bullying law. Pero dahil mga bata po ito, walang pagkakulong under Republic Act 10627. So normally, counseling or later, pag talagang malupit na ang ginawa, expulsion or exclusion. Then under Republic Act 7610, ayun, may kulong yan. Kasi child abuse yan. Okay? Kasi po ganito, no? Under this law, Republic Act 7610, the anti-child abuse law, any person below 18 is a child. But even if he is above 18, pag meron po siyang special needs, pwede siyang ituring na child under the law. So yung tao na may special need pero above 18, sinaktan mo, ay pwede ka ho nating kasuhan ng child abuse. Child abuse, matanda pa sa akin yan. Ay that's what the law says. Kasi may special needs siya eh. Hindi ho na-explore ito eh. Kaya dapat nating explore yung possibility na yan na kahit na above 18 ay may special need, classified siya under Republic Act 7610 as a child. So any act that you commit against that person that will prejudice his growth and development or discriminate him can be considered child abuse. Abay, 6 to 12 years ang parusa ng pagkakulong yan kung child abuse. Okay? And also, there must be procedural safeguard. Ay, alam niyo naman, dapat nating i-safeguard yung budget. Diba? Yan ang normal na problema, yung budget eh. Okay? And also, the DepEd shall likewise ensure the speedy and timely administrative resolution of complaints filed by learners at kailan po na i-resolve ito? Within 30 days. Normal na reklamo dyan, hindi ko tinanggap yung anak ko doon sa eskwelahan. Ay ang counter ng school, wala po kaming facilities eh. So anong gagawin natin? I-refer natin doon sa ILRC ng local government unit. Okay? Huwag niyong tanggihan na blatant kung kayo ay school owner ng private school. Madaling ipaliwanag po yan. Wala po kaming facility to cater and address the need of the child. So i-refer po namin doon sa ILRC ng local government. Para hindi makita na tinanggihan nyo. Kasi alam nyo, masakit yung tinatanggihan kayo. Kahit na sino, pag tinanggihan, ay, may nasasaktan tayo, di ba? Pero ako, pag tinanggihan, In the first place, hindi ako lalapit sa tao na hindi ko sigurado. Kasi kung ayaw, huwag pilitin. Masasaktan ka lang. Okay? Kaya tama yung mga pulis minsan sumuko ka na para hindi ka na masaktan. Kasi pag patuloy ka man lalaban, patuloy ka masasaktan. Okay. So, public information, education, communication, dapat ipaalam po natin ito. DepEd at saka yung Philippine Information Agency. Hindi yata lahat ng Pilipino alam na meron pala tayong Philippine Information Agency. Na yan dapat ang nagpapakalat, nagdi-disseminate ng mga bagong batas natin. Ipaliwanag sa madla. At ng yung mga bata, hindi puro TikTok lang ang nalalaman. Okay. At meron pong mga administrative sanctions. Pag administrative, wala akong kulong ito dahil galing ito doon sa DepEd. Pero, as I said, kung may mga related laws na na-violate, abay may pagkakulong yun tulad ng child abuse law, tulad ng violation ng Magna Carta for Disabled Persons. Okay? So, yan po. Now, bago tayo magpunta doon sa question and answer portion, alam ko marami daw po kayong mga tanong. Sana naman masagot ko. Ay meron po tayong mga libro na pwede ninyong tingnan. Yan po ay kapangalan ko yung mga authors niyan. Ito ay para doon sa licensure exam for teachers. Ano po? Yan. Ayan. And then, doon sa gusto mag-civil service exam, meron din po tayo niyan. Ito naman ay ginagamit ng mga estudyante ko sa public international law, sa mga law school. Ito po yung labor law, sinasabi ko sa inyo, dinidiscuss namin, pati yung Magna Carta for Disabled Persons kasi may mga workers with disabilities Kasabay po yun sa labor rights. Then, Constitutional Law 1, 2, at meron din po tayo sa history. At syempre, yung teaching profession, then philosophy of education, world geography, ito ho, yung Asian civilization, at ito yung pinakauna nating na-publish na libro, way back 1997 pa. At syempre, meron tayo sa Rizal, sociology, and I would normally tell my students, if you want to be a teacher or lawyer, use your mouth to earn a living. But more important than talking is listening. Take a look at the word heart, puso, kasing-kasing sa mga Bisaya. Remove letter T, you have the word hear. You remove letter H, you have the word ear. And if you try to cut both your ears, but please do not do this at home, and you put them together, you'll form a heart-shaped object. So what does it imply? Our ears are the gateways to our heart. You'll never know how to love unless you know how to listen. Listening is the starting point of loving. If you know how to listen, you'll be happy. And the key to happiness ay huwag i-insist kung ayaw. Sabi ni Maya Angelou, never make someone a priority if all you are to them is an option. I-prioritize lang mo natin yung mga tao na priority din tayo. Ganyan po ako, kaya wala akong kaaway. Pag ayaw mo sa akin, ayoko rin sa'yo. Kung gusto mo ako, di gusto rin kita. Di ba? Madali yun Iwasan po natin yung mga tao na ang tingin sa atin ay parang hagdanan. Bakit? Napapansin ka lang para gamitin pag hindi available ang elevator. Iwasan din po natin yung mga tao na ang dating ay parang Ferris wheel. Bakit? Akala mo pinapaligaya ka, yung pala pinapaikot-ikot ka lang, wala kayong patutunguhan. At sa huli, iwasan po yung mga tao na parang buwan ang dating. Bakit buwan? Kasi po sinasamahan ka niyan sa gabi, pero iiwanan ka rin yan pagdating ng araw. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.